Hola chicos, en este video de gramática vamos a hablar sobre Affirmative Tu Commands. Ustedes necesitan tomar apuntes en los flipcharts en la sección de gramática. Si ustedes están usando el libro de texto en el internet, esta información está en la página 168. First of all, you need to know that an affirmative to command is when you're talking directly to someone and telling them what to do. Basically, we're just talking about bossing someone around. For example, in English, you could say, drive carefully, or take off your hat. To form an affirmative to command, you just need to use the usted, él, or ella form of the verb. For example, saying the above examples in English, you would say, maneja con cuidado. That is you talking directly to someone, telling them to drive carefully. Or, when Miss Brees is mad one day and telling you to take off your hat, she could say, quita la gorra. In addition to learning how to form a regular affirmative to command, we also need to learn how to form irregular affirmative to commands, and there are two types that we are going to talk about. The first one are the go verbs in the present tense. Every go verb in the present tense is going to form an affirmative to command by dropping the letters go at the end. To form an affirmative to command with the verb tener, you simply take tengo and drop the go, which gives you ten. That is saying to someone, have, as in have a nice day. Here is another example. To tell someone you need to be more careful, you can say, ten más cuidado, have more care. Here is a complete list of the go verbs that change to irregular affirmative to commands. Please copy this entire list into your flip chart. In addition to the irregular affirmative to commands used with go verbs, you also need to know that hacer, ser, and ir have irregular forms that just need to be memorized. Here is the complete list of those verbs. Hacer turns into has, ser turns into se, and ir turns into ve. Here are some examples. Make a list. Haz una lista. Once you've figured out how to form all of the irregular forms of an affirmative to command, you also need to know that you can add a direct object pronoun to the command by attaching it directly to the end of the command verb. In addition to that, you need to know that if a direct object pronoun is added to a command verb with more than 2 syllables, you need to add a written accent. Here are some examples. Josefina, hazlo ahora mismo means, Josefina, do it right now. Or, Señora Brees, ayúdame. Miss Brees, help me. Notice when us only has 1 syllable and you add a direct object pronoun, you do not add an accent. Whereas ayuda has 3 syllables, so when you add the direct object pronoun, you also need to add an accent to keep it ayúdame. Now that you've gotten all of these notes written into your flip chart, let's watch the Grammactiva video to help support this topic.
You know, Martha, we've been together a long time. I feel really comfortable with you.
Yes, Mark?
Martha, is it okay if I use an affirmative to form with you?
Oh, Mark, yes. Yes, you can use an affirmative to form with me.
Informal affirmative to commands are used in informal situations. like talking to friends or family members, folks you already know.
It's easy. To give someone an affirmative tu command, just use the present tense form of the verb for usted, él, ella.
Mira, hay un pájaro. Mata, espera.
Now here's a little something new for you. If you use a direct or indirect object pronoun with a command, you must attach the pronoun to the end of the command. As in, Martín, espérame en la plaza, por favor.
Did you notice the accent mark? When a pronoun is added to a command of 2 or more syllables, a written accent mark is needed. The accent goes over the stressed vowel. Here's another example. Martín, tráeme el lápiz. Gracias.
Mata, espera. I should tell you something.
Yes, Mark?
Some verbs have irregular affirmative tu commands. 5 of those commands are formed from verbs whose yo form ends in go, like poner and tener.
Mark, don't say anymore. I know.
You do?
Yes. To form 2 commands with these verbs, you take the yo form of the present tense and drop the go.
Let's take another look at 2 commands using the yo form of the present tense. The yo form of the verb salir, salgo, becomes sal. Pongo becomes pon. Tengo becomes ten. Digo becomes di. Vengo becomes ven. Now let's put this into action. Sal del coche. Pon las manos aquí. Ten cuidado. Di la verdad. Ven conmigo.
You thought that was all. Look, 3 very common verbs have an irregular command form. For hacer is haz, ser is se, and ir is ver. Haz el letrero. Sé sencillo. Ve inmediatamente.
Now let's see what you've learned. Provide the affirmative tu command.
Esperar. María, enfrente de tu casa. María espera enfrente de tu casa. Parar. En la esquina. Para en la esquina. Salir. Más tarde. Sal más tarde. Tener. Cuidado. Ten cuidado.
Recuerdan, chicos, ustedes necesitan venir a clase mañana con los apuntes completos y también con unas preguntas.